Hey.
Welcome to another episode of Wagner Wiles. Tonight we're going to bring you a treat of the last weekend that we had at
the
Cult Classic Convention in Bastrop, Texas. We celebrated Valentine's with some amazing people that we consider our extended family.
The horror family is real, y'all. It's legit. We had a great time. I can't thank Roy and Lisa Rose enough. We started going to the Cult Classic Convention back in 2017. We've touched on that story, have we not?
We have. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, going in 2017, never been to a horror convention before. My convention speciality had always been sports related, and from what I remember, it's never like this. It really is. It's family. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, went in 2018, 2017. The highlight was meeting Sid Haig, and there was some Lou Temple. There was great people there. 2018, the highlight for me was bonding and becoming closer with these people. Roy Rose took a liking to Samantha and I, and we stayed in touch with Roy. Tyler Shea Cone, just basically my best friend. I don't know how else to say it. He's my best friend. Anyway,
aren't you like head of his fan club?
I think so. I think I am. Anyway, there was some issues in 19 that there was no convention, and the first two were in September. This the one that just went by, they moved to Valentine's Day weekend. And the cool part about this one was that Roy asked for help in a particular cool fashion, and he needed help getting celebrities to and from the airport to our hotel. We were all in the same hotel, and I will say that the cool part was we picked up first Richard John Walters, who's also known as Harry Warden from My Bloody Valentine 3D. From Pittsburgh, super cool dude. Hit it off big time with him. Then we went back and we picked up Michael Villella, who was the driller killer in Slumber Party Massacre, the very first one. And we were supposed to pick up Tamera Glynn as well, but her flight got delayed. So back to Tamera in a minute. So we go back and we pick up Bill Oberst Jr. If you can see over our shoulder, Papa Corn from Circus of the Dead. Oh, right there. So we picked him up, and we picked up Linnea Quigley, the iconic Scream Queen from my top 3 favorite movie of all time, and that would be Return of the Living Dead. But a lot of people love her from Night of the Demons. She truly is iconic. I mean, she's still making movies, and everybody loves Linnea.
She's every bit of like 90 pounds.
She's tiny. And the cool part about when we picked up Bill and Linnea, they needed stuff at Walmart, and we had to walk 50 yards from the hotel. So we dropped them off, and we had to go get Tamera. And the cool part it was a little bit chilly, and the cool part was Linnea borrowed my hoodie, my Total Skull from the Rob Zombie collection, Sherry Moon Zombie collection hoodie. So that was in her possession, and I was a little worried about not getting my hoodie back, but
not that she was going to keep it.
But I got
cold.
I got it back. She was very cold, and I was trying to do the gentlemanly thing. So then we went back, got Tamera, and we spent time with Tamera because we've cultivated a very close friendship with Tamera, and she's totally sweet and awesome, great to hang out with. And then on Friday we picked up Michael Berryman, just Michael Berryman, the iconic Pluto from The Hills Have Eyes, and many, many, many other movies. So that was just picking up celebrity. We haven't even gotten to the convention yet. I mean, it was just surreal. You want to add on the?
No, it was fun. I drove so that Lance could, do his celebrity freaking out kind of thing. But he did good. He didn't freak out. I enjoyed getting to ask some questions, getting to know them personally. I like the relationship portion of it. And Lance would ask more movie related type questions. I got more intimate with them. And I think they just like fell in love with this, which I loved because I like just like people.
We had a Friday where there was when we were on TV in Austin story they did about the convention. We took Linnea and Bob Elmore and his wife Murley, right, to the gas station where the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filmed. And this is all of it's all connected. The gas station from the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre plus the convention, everything's connected through Roy and Lisa Rose. And anyway, Tamera, Glynn, and Parrish Randall went to the studio Friday morning and did a story about the convention for the weekend in studio. And then we took Linnea and Bob Elmore. Bob Elmore was Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Now, if that's confusing, yes, there's Bill Johnson was also Leatherface, but as the story goes, for stunts and some really wild scenes, they used Bob Elmore. And he is freaking solid gold. He doubled John Candy. I think he said John Goodman, some other just iconic stars of 30 plus year veteran stuntman, and just him and his wife, just gold. And we hit it off big with them. And I think she wanted to adopt Samantha. A couple of Debra DeLiso from Suppler Party Massacre wanted to adopt Samantha. She's really sweet. That's why I like her so much. So, but let's see. So that's just before the convention. Now I'll get to the convention. Now, this is our friend Jerry Ruby, and he's with Linnea and Amelia Kincaid, who were the stars of Night of the Demons. That was the photo op they did, and that was just amazing. I look how good that came out. They put the heart on Jerry's face.
Right.
And that dude Jerry is gold. He is a serious collector.
Yeah, he goes to these and just adds and adds and adds to his posters, his collections. I can't imagine what his room looks like compared to our room.
Oh, it's got to be a house full of stuff. Pretty
amazing. And he's got a deep kind of radio voice and looking for a break in the biz.
Jerry Ruby. This was an iconic shot right here. People that are familiar with Motley Crue's Smoking in the Boys' Room video, that's Roy. He owns the gas station, and that's his convention. He bought that wig for Michael Berryman, and he's reenacting the Motley Crue video. So, and Roy and Lisa are huge Motley Crue fans.
Was Michael in a Motley Crue
video
or something? Just one or two or something.
So that's why they're redoing that one.
That's fun.
Oh, and Samantha had lunch with Michael Berryman.
Well, he ate. I sat with him.
I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, he was fun. He's a very nice guy, very intelligent. Very human, normal person.
Very normal.
Very down to earth.
Cool guy. This was a fun.
I don't even know what to say about this picture.
Anybody that knows the relationship between Clegg and I, that's Brian Clegg, the artist extraordinaire. You might notice the Leatherface over my shoulder has been seen around this house many, many, many times. And Samantha and him worked a deal, and I actually got the Captain Spaulding just like that, piece just like that, plus some other ones I didn't have.
We finished the entire, you have the whole collection.
I have a whole collection of Clegg stuff.
He's not doing the map collection anymore. He's moving on to something else.
To villains. Yeah. And that's, his hand's there for a reason, so just...
It's their love-hate
and SFW, isn't that right? Not safe for work?
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's right. Oh, and that was a hoodie. That was the hoodie too. There's Bob Elmore. That's Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and the reporter, and I forgot his name, that did the story at the Texas gas station or at the gas station.
So in this picture, across the street is some cows, and there's cars going by, and they keep having to stop to take because the noise on the road is too much. So Bob is actually waving to the people passing by. Right before this, Linnea did a scream that kind of got cut in the it didn't get cut. The volume got lowered in the
actual story.
The story. So she was actually very loud and piercing enough that the cows kind of looked up like, what's going on? So yeah, but I got a picture of him waving. I recorded them recording, which was kind of fun seeing the behind the scenes stuff.
And you're thirsty.
I am. These pretzels.
And here we have my beautiful wife with two cool guys. That's Tyler Shea Cone on the left and Joe Stevens on the right. They were there representing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, the one with the two-time Academy Award-winning Renee Zellweger and the Academy Award-winning Matthew McConaughey. So that's a big deal. And another one of Joe's movies, the guy on the right, is the remake of True Grit. So he's quite a vet of acting as well. But my best friend on the left there, he's legit. I got to get him more work. He's got the it factor.
We got to talk to both of them quite a bit of time, sat and chit chat for a little while. And that's one of the great things about going to a convention this size is, you get signatures that aren't like, hurry, what's your name? And move on. And you can actually sit and learn about their lives, wives, kids, husbands, what do they got, what projects they got working on, what have they done, what did they like about things, not like about things. I mean, you actually get to spend time, get to know them.
You're not herded.
Yeah. So it was busy. They stayed busy, but they're also not too busy to actually speak with their fans and take pictures with their fans and just spend quality time with you. So that's a plug for next year. If you like those kind of things and you want to get to know people, come to the convention where you can actually sit and chit chat.
Man.
Oh, I love this suit.
This is on the left. You have William Instone, who is the. I don't want to spoil it, right? I mean, I guess it's pretty much knowledgeable.
There's pictures.
Well, that's going to be the Hogman from Butcher's Bluff, and that's going to. I believe they were talking April or May. They're going to start filming, and then the guy on the right, the great suit there is Mr. Paul T. Taylor, who was the, I guess, third iteration, or I don't know what you call it, of Pinhead. That's actually Pinhead from Hellraiser Judgment, which I'm honest, that's really good. He did a good job. I know there's one out there, the guy just did not look good at all, and they can't all be Bradley, but I mean he did a good job. And he was really super nice guy. There was a Q&A, and he pretty much talked about he had a lot to live up to, and he was very proud of that role that he got to be Pinhead.
And he buys, I can't remember the two places, but he told us where he buys all of his clothes, and they are awesome. I don't know, they're just awesome. They've got everything to do with Freaky Friday, bats, all kinds of stuff.
What's on over there?
My TV just started playing again.
And now this right here is the this was pretty much the highlight of the weekend. That is. Can
you make this one bigger?
Let's try.
There you go.
So this is the cast of Circus of the Dead, and this has been a kind of emotional. Billy Pawn was suffering pancreatic cancer back in 2018, and things were not looking real good. So he had to cancel at the 2018 and convention. Totally recovered. He's kicking butt again. And this is not the entire. I should say this is a big part of the cast of Circus of the Dead, which is just needs to be seen. It's a independent just thriller. People want to compare Terrifier to it. I just think it's so much better. It goes off the rails, stays off the rails. And this was our jewel of the weekend. Pretty much everybody there in the picture signed it. There's Parrish Randall's autograph. I got emotional when I got home, and I let Billy know that I was struggling. He told me to get a grip.
So
anyway,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
He's going to start crying, so I'm going to move on. Sorry, Billy. It's not to cut you off. Just he's going to start making tears, and I actually got to talk to Bill a little bit in the car about this movie and told him that the first time that I tried to watch it, I couldn't make it through. It's a good watch, but it's a hard watch. It's cruel, sadistic. There's no values to what happens. Every kind of good horror you want is in the movie. And he said he'd only watched it one time.
We had known that.
From
we had known that
previous interview, but so he said they were going to be shown at the hotel, and if he could watch it the second time, I could watch it with him, and we'd get through it together. So I sat next to him watching it, and you can read people's body language a little bit, and you could tell where it was uncomfortable. But he said at the end, we talked later about it, and he said that he was glad that he watched it with his fans because he got to see it from a different perspective and got to see it for how the fans see it and actually enjoys it, and it doesn't freak him out or weird him out. And I made it through.
He said when the first time he watched, the only time he had watched it, he had to go outside and listen to the birds chirp and the dogs bark and look at the sun and the blue sky. Because it's a hard watch. I mean, it's out there, and it's a horror. I mean, it's a horror movie. I mean, to the nth degree, it'll tear you up. And I think it needs to be seen to be appreciated. I love it. And I think Papa Corn is an iconic bad guy. I mean,
he's not bad. He's pure evil. I don't know what he is.
Pure evil. So enjoy that one. And enjoy it.
Billy's got to be a little twisted to come up with it. Just
sure
saying.
Does. Love you, Billy.
Yeah, love you, Billy. Oh, this little girl melted my heart. She was in a stroller, and I was like, oh, I want to see you. So she got up, she got her mop, and she was like standing there, and she was just looking at Mark and like just kind of sheepishly like scared. So he got his mop and crouched down and took a picture with her, and she was like so excited.
That's Mark Torgl, Melvin the Mop Boy from the original Toxic Avenger. And he had some really good stories. Real quick, I guess I could tell it real quick. In the Q&As, he was talked about doing a sequel or the sequel. I can't remember. And anyway, the trauma way is not to pay. And he wanted some compensation to be to come back in the next movie. And I can't remember if it was the sequel or the third one or whatever it was, but he wanted to be compensated. So they put somebody else in there, and anyway, they asked Lloyd Kaufman. They said, something of this or that. And what's one of your biggest regrets? He said, I never paid to have Mark come back in another Toxic Avenger. And he said it's the worst decision I made over $50. It was $50. They wouldn't pay him $50. And the way Mark tells it, much better. But yeah. Mark had great spirits, awesome dude. Really an honor to meet him. I
think we actually have that video clip. It's not going to be here today, but I do have that video
somewhere.
Clip. We'll post it where he talks about he's done a new role.
Oh yeah.
And
the one-on-one thing. We're interviewing him, right?
I think so.
The tutu. Talk about the tutu.
Yeah, the tutu. So he's violated in ways that shouldn't be publicized, but he's excited, and for any kind of money, you can do anything you want to him. But he's not going to audition. You have to call him for a part.
That's awesome.
Mark is awesome.
That's Scara Webb from Damsel of the Doomed, correct? She's a Texas girl, and I think people are affectionately referring to her as like the Elvira of Texas. And she as sweet as can be, and she does a lot of the Q&As at the event, and she's very good at what she does. I've told her that many times. She's very, very good at it.
She stayed in role all weekend. She was at his table with these creepy things. I don't even know what they were, but there was this one girl in this camo stuff.
Swamp-like look.
And she contorted her body in ways that weren't natural. And she comes up behind me, and I have no idea there's someone behind me. She comes up behind me and goes in my ear, and my reflexes turn around, and she's lucky I didn't take her out because it freaked me the fuck out. Sorry, bad word. Freaked me out. I mean, I was like shaking. I was like, and she ran off before I could do anything. So Chanel and I had a plan to get her the next day.
Chanel Ryan.
To get her back because she got her too. So I was going to distract her while Chanel scared her because she's so tiny. It would be funny. And then she didn't dress as that. And then the next day we weren't able to get her, but
she got away.
She got us really, really good. And I think not just us. I think she got quite a few people. But yeah, Sarah is just a sweetheart.
That was a fun one.
So we were making fun of Paul's pants.
This is the VIP.
Asking him if he remembered the Friends episode where you don't put baby powder down your pants because they might get stuck and whiten your teeth. But this is where I asked him, where do you get all these cool looking clothes? He's got a necklace on that says freak and it just
he lived it up. He was having a great time with the experience.
The shirt's kind of got bats or something on it and it's kind of suede feeling, and then the pants were just smooth. So Mark and I are feeling, each of us grabbed a leg to feel him up and see how his leg was. We're having fun.
That's Lisa Rose.
Sweet Lisa.
She her and Roy are the ones that put on the convention, and they own the gas station. If you have a chance and you like barbecue, you got to go to Bastrop, Texas, just outside of Austin, 25, 30 minutes outside of Austin, and get you some of the best barbecue ever made by Ben Hughes. The gas station literally was falling in on itself, and Roy begged and begged and begged and finally was able to get the property, and they fixed that place up. It's really cool. You can stay in some bungalows out back, clean bathrooms, all kind of any kind of memorabilia you can think of is there. I mean, it's just the coolest stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot of overload. You can't take it all in, and but barbecue, the best in Texas, in my very, very humble opinion.
Look, we almost make a heart with our heads and our arms. Aw, love you, Lisa.
I love you, Lisa. There's another one of my best buddies. That's Drew Marvick, that director of Pool Party Massacre, which is back there somewhere. He came in. He wasn't a guest. He was with Mitch Rafter from Gore Noir magazine, and they were just hanging out, being cool. Drew took advantage of the photo ops and had some killer freaking photo ops. I mean, he's a hoot. Drew is an absolute hoot. And we spent after the VIP party, we spent a little time with him talking about things, and he was just so down to earth and really, really fun to visit with. And he's stuck with us.
Yeah.
He's stuck.
I think he likes being stuck with us like we like being stuck with him.
He's a good guy. Really is.
He is. He's a great guy.
And there's Michael again.
I have a special place in my heart for Michael forever and ever. That was a fan had brought that to him, and I just happened to be standing at his table. And the fan, I asked him, do you want to take a picture of your art that he had just signed? Do you want to take a picture of it so you'll have it? And he said, I don't have a phone. So I asked if I could take a picture with my phone and then text it to him. And he said, well, yes, that would mean everything. So we took a picture, and then I texted it to him. And then when he got home, he would have a picture of Michael holding his picture for the rest of his life.
That's cool. Good job.
Sweet story. It can be nice occasionally.
It can be. You're kind of sweet. Yeah. Good.
Speaking of being sweet.
Yeah. This was a joke picture. Someone had been feeling pretty brave. They had a couple of issues with some stuff at the VIP party, and Sam went and took care of it.
They had people.
You don't have to talk.
Yeah, I'll say it because there's people that pay a lot of money to be at these VIPs. You pay extra money for a weekend pass. You pay extra money to go into this party with these people. Because all of the talent is there to spend time with the people who pay extra money to drink with them, basically drink and eat. There were people who hadn't paid this that were coming inside and taking liberties. And so they said, all right, anybody who doesn't, let's clear them out. And I was like, how do I check? And they told me. And so this was me being tough girl. And I went and asked a few people if they were supposed to be there. And if not, they needed to go. And this was me making fun of being the tough chick. Yeah. Which we all know I'm not, but
she's tough.
Apparently I can be when I need to be.
She's tough. Linnea Quigley, we took her out, her and Bob and his wife, to the gas station for that interview. And that was we got a picture with her, and she's just absolute, just sweet. Itty bitty. Sam is not lying. She is tiny. I got that voice, got that scream.
She's got a scream. Yep, she does.
This is this was special to me. On the left, that's in the hat is Tony Rodriguez, and then next to him is Troy Escamilla, and then there's Drew in the back, and then Samantha and I. And Troy is a director as well. He's directed Miss Claus, and one that's coming out really soon that I've already had the pleasure to see. It's Teacher Shortage, and it's really good. It's got a little bit of a Giallo feel to it, and I really, really enjoyed it. Got a lot of people we know, personal friends. And then Tony is doing, I guess, so Troy would be, there's going to be a Houston Horror Film Festival coming up in June. Troy will be doing the film festival side of it. And Tony's doing the convention side of it, the guests, I guess all the logistics that are involved with that. They've both been super busy trying to pull that off. And I guess used what Roy and Lisa have going on with the cult classics, kind of a little bit of a model. So it's like you kind of can see two conventions working together, a convention / film festivals working together, and really, really good humans there. I love those two. And Drew, I love all those people.
So about Drew's arms in this picture, like are they like 10 miles long or what?
It's on his arms. But it looks like it's a freaky picture. Really
magic,
stop and
right?
study it.
Yeah, so it looks like Drew's arms are all the way out to the edge of the picture. Way to go, Drew.
I think that's Tamera in the back. That's Tamera Glynn in the back sitting down.
It is.
So that's where she was.
So I didn't see the arms at first, but someone pointed out.
I didn't either.
Now you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Just once you see it. It's pretty funny.
We're going to reenact that picture.
We are.
There's one of the photo ops that Roy was able to do. This is Slumber Party Massacre photo op. What you have is Michael Villella, the driller, the original driller killer, and he will be quick to tell you that. And then Debra DeLiso. She was towards the later part of the movie victim. Got a cool story on that. And then Brink Stevens, who I believe was the second victim of Slumber Party Massacre. And the cool story that Michael told us was that, this is early 80s, and it was weird that even for an R-rated movie, what he did was he kills Debra and he dances with her. And as he's dancing with her, the cool part about all the Slumber Party Massacre movies, 1, 2, and 3, they're all written and directed by females. And, call them exploitative or whatever, it didn't. Anyway, she knew right away the dancing with the dead woman was too much. So that got chopped out. And he said he did a lot of things like that would have been really, really cool. And that would be so cool if they could somehow surface. But this was Roy, the owner again, of the gas station, taking advantage of the photo opportunity, and that is just a classic picture.
And he's dancing with her, but she's alive.
Yeah, so that's kind of what he's doing there, is he's dancing with her.
She's good and well.
And Debra DeLiso was an absolute doll. She's invited us to her.
She has a screening
of something at South by Southwest in March.
It's in Austin in March, and she plays a dominatrix. And I'm interested to see her play in that kind of role.
Yeah, that was a cool story. She told us at breakfast one morning that she went to go for the grandmother, and they said, "You're too hot for a grandmother. Well, will you be the dominatrix?"
Yeah. She looked too young to be the grandmother.
Right. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really neat.
This is Tom Fridlay from Friday the 13th, Part 6 that Tom McLoughlin directed. Tom Fridlay was the went off, had sex with some girl and in an RV, and then they ended up being killed in the RV. So that's who that is. I mean, not a really good picture of him. Court was his character name,
and it was his birthday.
And it was his birthday on Saturday. And his girlfriend.
And his lady friend. I don't
think
they were
lady
boyfriend
friend,
or girlfriend.
lady friend. So that was they had the same birthday. That was kind of cool. And he was, that dude right there is 100 miles per hour all the time. Wide open.
Full out.
He is a lot of fun.
He is a trip. Yep.
God, how do you drink so much? This was this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Memorial Bench. No one's allowed to sit on it, naturally. Anyway, it was debuted in 2018 at the second Cult Classic Convention. So you're looking at something that's about a year and a half old, and it looked, just beautiful. It's outside, and it's beautiful. It has all the names of the main characters that have passed away
Up on the back part.
Up on the back part, and those are people that gave at the bottom. A lot of friends gave to that. Anyway, and then you can see their spaces for the future ones that are going to pass. But it's a absolute beautiful piece. You can't that picture does no justice to it. It is just absolutely stunning in person.
It really is.
That's at the gas station.
Yeah, and then it like you can't read it or look at it without feeling emotion for how it started and where it ends.
That's right. That's right. That's weird how when you drink the picture changes. Oh,
I know.
Weird. Okay, this is Chris, and I don't know Chris's last name because Chris is not on social media. So his friend who does his makeup, Heather, is. So we'll make sure we tag her and he'll see this. But that's Chris who does a spot on Papa Corn from Circus of the Dead, and that's actually Bill Oberst Jr. who played Papa Corn next to him. And that's just that probably had to be so surreal for Chris because he is one of the biggest horror fans you'll ever meet, and he nails his cosplay of Papa Corn. I mean, just nails it.
When he has makeup on the entire time,
he is not Chris anymore.
He is not Chris. He's in character. There's pictures of him floating around out there where he's licking things just like Papa Corn did. He doesn't have the drool,
thank God.
But he stays in character. I mean, he's spot on. I think he'll have a new character next year, but he is an amazing talent. And sure Bill played well with him. Yeah. They had fun together.
Sure did. And that's Chanel Ryan, Tiffani from Circus of the Dead. I'm not sure who the baby is. And
the baby was just a fan.
Okay. And then Parrish Randall, who played Don, the husband to Chanel. So that would be the husband and the wife from Circus of the Dead. And two just absolutely just salt of the earth people. I mean, just amazing people. Parrish, I can't go on enough about him. I tell him every time I see him, I love him. I hug on him. The first convention, I didn't know who he was. I just didn't know enough. And was real kind of apprehensive to talk to him. The second one in 18, we talked, and he is just amazing. Just looks right at you, talks to you. Been married for 30 some odd years. That got a high school sweetheart, maybe junior high sweetheart or something, and just really, really cool to talk. Great actor too. He's going to be in Billy Pond's next movie, Cowboys from Hell. He'll be in that as well. And Chanel is still doing a lot of movies. Mayday, which is in our collection, she was in that. We talked about that at the VIP. And Chanel's really, really sweet too. Just good people for the movie that Circus of the Dead is.
Yeah,
it's got some really great people in it. So great humans.
Yes, I think so.
This is two friends of ours, real close friends of ours, Courtney Meadows and Eric Era. And Courtney is doing one of the leather faces, naturally, and Eric is doing Doll Boy, which is a 27-minute short movie from Billy Pond, and that's really good cosplay. But they're good people, real good people. They're dating.
They're dating. Yeah, we've gone to a movie with them. They kind of live close to us. Now you can go back. So Tamera, I don't remember exactly what was said here, but I'm sure it was sexual in nature because I was coming on to her. Obviously, I'm sitting on her lap, but this picture just captured something that I thought was amazing. She'll probably kill me for posting this picture, and
that's Tamera Glynn.
I love you, Tamera, and I just hope she sees the fun in this picture like I did and doesn't get upset that
we had an absolute blast.
Put it out there with me sitting on her.
She is fun to be with. I mean, a lot of fun. Okay, this is a joke picture. The guy on the right who's not really there, which looks like his hand. It's your hand, but
it's my hand.
Looks like
he's got his nails
done. That's Ty and Draco from Cult Classic Horror, really cool group on Facebook. Anyway, I'm wearing his shirt that he said, please wear my shirt and take a picture with Tamera. He has had a crush on Tamera forever. I have some inside stories about that, but anyway, that's Tyler Shea Cone on the left. He took the picture of us all, and that's me, Sam, that's Tamera, and I had a buddy, Lance Dale, L2, Photoshop tying the picture for us.
And the picture right before this, actually, let's go back to the one. We don't go back, but the picture with Troy and Tony in it, we asked Tyler to take the picture. And so all of our phones have pictures of Tyler taking pictures of himself before he took pictures of the group. So all of our phones have Tyler pictures on them.
Tasmanian Tyler.
Yeah. Fun Tyler.
And there's another photo op, and there's where Drew Marvick. This was cool. I'm glad this was on here. Me and Drew were walking around, and they were calling people for the photo op for Summer Party Massacre. And he goes, should I ask Michael Berryman to be in the picture? And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, if he'll do it. So Drew goes up to Michael, and Michael's like, yeah, sure. So that's why Drew and Michael are in the picture with Slumber Party Massacre. Once again, Debra DeLiso, Brink Stevens, Michael Villella, and Michael Berryman and Drew Marvick. I think that is a splendid picture.
It's an awesome picture.
It just really is.
I was sitting at the booth when that happened, and I got to watch Michael's booth while he was gone.
Oh, okay. Okay, right here is two super, super good guys. The guy to the right is Scott Williamson, is a huge supporter of us. He loves us. We love him. I couldn't tell him enough. He every time I saw him, I love you, and he said, I love you back. And that guy is, I would do anything. I would run through a brick wall for him. He's sitting next to Reinfeld Rasputin, who is writing the movie Butcher's Bluff, which you saw William Instone earlier as the Hogman. Those three are intertwined. Scott's going to play Luke in Butcher's Bluff, and once again, out of the crazy mind of Reinfeld right there. I believe William's writing too. William Instone's writing too, and that's going to be a creepy movie. Every time I see the Hogman,
Scott's first
role. He got an IMDb. You can look him up on IMDb. He's right there to check him out.
He is.
This is Richard John Walters, who was trying to teach me some Pittsburghese. Am I saying that right? Pittsburghese? The yins. All the Pittsburgh people should know that. And Richard, this was the first celebrity we picked up, and he just was just act like he knew us forever. He just super nice guy. He was Harry Warden in My Bloody Valentine 3D. And I'll talk to him about how cool the practical effects were. And even though it was a 3D movie, how that really just popped. How I remember at the movie theater, it just popping off the screen, looking so like you could just reach inside the dead bodies. And he's like, yeah, they did a really good job on that. He liked that director a lot, who had Lucier, I think is how you say it. I forget how to say his name, but he had nothing but good things to say about that project. And he's got some other things working too in the hopper. So keep an eye on Richard John Walters from Pittsburgh. That was funny.
I just took this picture because I liked it. I thought it was funny. This was in the back where
the green room
where the talent and the volunteers could go eat. And I just got there one morning and I thought, that is too cute. What a way to wake up.
Okay, and that's this is myself. That's that hoodie that I forgot to say earlier. That's the hoodie that Linnea borrowed. Anyway, that's Tom McLoughlin, who directed Friday the 13th, Part 6. Which, if people remember the timeline, 5 did not have Jason, and it had a Jason, but it was not the Jason. Tom brought Jason back using Tom Matthews from, once again, Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorites. I told him this. Tom Matthews brings him back to life. So because of this man right here, you get the hockey mask, rotted out looking Jason. And so he's responsible for that. That's pretty important to the franchise. Oh.
Hey.
Wow, that was 30 minutes.
It's amazing how much we could talk about.
I can't. I could really just sit here and talk about the cool factor. Everybody involved.
Romero Pictures and the Indie Brigade. Romero Pictures and the Indie Brigade. Are you not listening?
Yes.
Watch real close. Left or right? Say it. Left or right?
Left or right?
No, say one or the other.
Oh, right.
Peace out, brother.
That was awesome.
That was a little plug for RPIB that Sam had made that Friday night. They had the live event for Romero Pictures Indie Brigade, and Michael was so gracious to do that for us.
I was running around like crazy and just getting people to be on, and I couldn't tell if when we were recording if it was going to be able to be heard or not. It was so chaotic there, and they're doing Q&As over the intercom, and just everything was really noisy. So I'm so glad that one came through, because that was really, really kind of funny. I think he wanted to say, "You're so dumb," but he was gracious and didn't. But it was like, that's just classic. I love that video.
It's a really, really fun event. Other people that were there, I think we covered pretty much everybody, didn't we?
Yeah, there was.
Lance, these pretzels are making me very thirsty.
Did you start? Did you? Okay. I guess if anybody follows my my personal Facebook page, you know I make these silly videos, and something makes me very thirsty. Well, I had 3 videos made, one by Billy Pond, Tyler Shea Cone, and Alan Danziger. And the Alan Danziger was my absolute favorite because the guy is an icon from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the OG, just the 1974. And Joe has these 3 cool videos, and they should make sense to some people.
The one with Alan. Watch the picture in the background. Watch Lance in the background.
I gotta tell you, these pretzels are making me thirsty.
He was celebrating. And that's what's like sports are like here for me. He never sits down. He's always hopping around, jumping around. I know that's a shocker.
I was so proud of that one.
And we were watching that video, and he's like, "Look in the background." So.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I think he was trying to do method acting. He was trying to be. He was parched.
And Billy Pond's the last one. Unless did they already show that one? Or
Lance, these pretzels are making me very thirsty.
He does that dramatic pause right at the end to look at the camera. Billy's
yeah, so
awesome.
that's my thing, the pretzel thing.
So we have had such a ball talking about this. We could talk for hours and days, and I know y'all don't have time in your life to get these moments back, but thank you for spending them with us. And please think about coming next year. They're already working on the lineup.
We're going to be there.
And
come meet the Wagner Wiles.
It's going to be some pretty awesome stuff, and you got time to talk to people.
And thank y'all again to everybody that did that for us. That was amazing. So
this is Lance and Samantha Wagner on the Wagner Wiles, part of the Romero Pictures Indie Brigade. Come join us, like us, follow us. Thank you.
Please.
Good night.
Please. Love y'all.